Good morning, third hour algebra. It's Mr. Sayer here again, in case you didn't know who this was. But anyways, we're going to go through and do one more set of notes that'll help you get assignment 37 done. And it's similar to what we were doing yesterday, or the last unit or section with greatest common factors. That's what GCF is, if you don't remember. Now, when we talked about numbers, you will look for the biggest number that works on a list. All right. So greatest common factor. Speaking as I was, or writing as I was speaking. So the greatest common factor in a list of numbers is the biggest number you can divide all of those by. When you look at exponents and variables, which is what we've got here, right? It's actually the opposite. The greatest common factor is going to be the smallest exponent in the list. So if I look at this list of numbers right here, I've got a y to the third, a y to the sixth, and a y to the seventh. The smallest exponent on that list is y to the third. If I could write my 3 better, that'd be great. So y to the third. All right, so that's my answer for that. That's the greatest common factor in that list. All right, so I'm going to look here, same kind of thing. These are even easier than the numbers because I have an x squared and an x. So if I look and I figure out what the smallest exponent is in that list, it's that guy right there. So my answer is just x. All right. So this gets slightly trickier now because I have two things to consider, but I'm going to look at them individually, so you can figure out the smallest for each. So if I look at x, I have x to the sixth, x to the fifth, and x. So the smallest exponent on that list is x. Now I go ahead and look at my y's. I've got y to the eighth, y to the eighth, and y to the fourth. So my smallest on that list happens to be y to the fourth. So if you notice, I took stuff from different terms in here, and that's okay because it still works. So x and y to the fourth is my greatest common factor. All right. Make it a little harder. We're going to do numbers now, right? So we've got these two things right here. So we have 91 and 143. If you look on your factor chart for the numbers, remember it's the biggest number you can divide both of those by. If I look at 91, I don't have 143 on here, but 91, I've got 1, 7, 13, and 91. What you're going to do is when it's not on your list, you want to look for start with the biggest number and then work your way down. So if I look, I know that 143 can't be divided by 91, but I'm going to try 13. So if I go to my calculator and I do 143 divided by 13, I get 11. So that works. So what that means is that my greatest common factor, the number, is 13. Okay. And then for variables, if I look, I have an x here and nothing here. So if there's not, it's just a number, no variable goes with your answer. So that means my answer is just 13. All right. 2 more examples, and then I'll set you free to go do your stuff. So if I look right here, I've got negative 45x to the third and 15x to the fourth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my factor chart. So I'm going to look at 15 and 45. So I look here at 15, all right, and 45. And if I look, I'm going to always start with the biggest number on this list to see if it's on the other list. So 15 is on here and happens to be on there too. So 15 is my greatest common factor for the number. So, and remember, it's the biggest number and the smallest exponent. So in this case, the smallest exponent is x to the third. So, and unless both have a negative, there's no negative in your greatest common factor. So there's that. All right, and the last one. So again, we're going to look for the number. So I have 27, 12, and 3. So I'm going to go to my factor chart and see. I'm going to go to this one. So I have 3 on this list. All right. 3 is also on the list for 12, and it's also on the list for 27. So 3 is going to be my greatest common factor. And then I take the smallest exponent. So I have a squared, a third, and a fourth. So I take the x squared. And that is my answer. All right, so work on assignment 37. And email me or let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.